Hi, my name is Bloomy, and today I'm showcasing another redstone video. Today is not just my usual video where I create farms. Today I'm going to showcase you a game I made inspired by this website called Minecraft. So in this website, it's a game where you have to guess the recipe each time, and when you have something correct, it will either be highlighted with green or red if incorrect, or with nothing and grayed out once it's incorrect. So we hop back into Minecraft and take a look at the GUI and how this works in game. So when you play, you're gonna look for the ingredient joker, where all the ingredients are going to be you're going to use to guess the recipe. Unlike the website, in this game you are going to have 5 lives to guess a recipe. Just because the hint inside the game is quite obvious. So once you get a recipe, you're going to press this button, and not only will it count your life, it will send the item through. Whenever the item is incorrect, it will land in the shulker, and when the item is correct, it will land in the shulker. And whenever you want a hint, you can press this note block, and it will pop an item in your inventory, which corresponds to what the recipe is normally a riddle or just an item. And as you can see, it does cost 1 life. And just say when someone has to go in a hurry and they just must press the reset button, it will reset everything in the entire game. Which I also added to the game is a logboard. Just say someone plays around, they put their name in and then say what they have guessed and the recipes that has been used every week. So let's hop into my creative world and take a deep dive into my thought process and how the redstone came to be. Welcome to the first ever version of Craftal. It may look familiar, but also not. How the original idea is supposed to work is the same thing. You press the button, it changes a live, and the guess item chest was here instead of over here, like in the final version. Same principles, everything, but there was some issues, like the reset button would work, because over here is a piston V-tape and have to pause a certain amount of times to reset the V-tape, and you can see the wiring is quite hectic on this version. It does work, but it's just not very, I don't want to say fixable. The system where you put in the items work like this, but the issue I ran into is like, what if you have a double item and the filter's over here? All the items are going here instead of over here. So this ended up not working. Dang, it works. But everything's basically the same. This is the second idea of the crafter game. It has the same principles, and the wiring is still bad. But what's different is every dropper is coded into its own filter. So which means when you get double items, it doesn't matter. It just gets sent through this. But there's also some issues in here, like having this over here power, and it will power both of these, which will send items down here. Which also means 2 lamps will light on, whereas one is supposed to light on on its own. Again, the wiring's a mess. What changed is the way the lives work. You press a button, this gets powered, and then it moves up. And then it has the indicator how many lives you've used. But again, this ended up working, but there's some issues that needed to be resolved. Welcome to the final version of Craftal, the one you saw in the beginning of the video. This is the final version. You press the button, it carries on the lives. It works the same. The wiring over here is much more simple. You can trace it easily, like you can see the red line goes up here, up into the middle lamp. So let's take a look at a deep dive at how the brain works of the entire game. For instance, I've explained before, the drops is coded into the filters. It will send down a signal, power the redstone, and this is an AND gate. So whenever this is all depowered, it will play a little jingle, but also reset the game. And the signal gets transferred up into powering the rail. The observer detects it, and the signal gets sent all the way to light up the lamp. So, you might be thinking, what if there's a blank space in the recipe? What you will do is you'll flick this lever, just say the bottom 3 hasn't got is a blank space on recipe, and when you retract the lever and press these 3 buttons, which what it will do is take away these blocks, means no power will be able to go through, and it powers off these redstone torches, which means if all these gets triggered, and the AND gate will power and reset the game. Not only will reset the game, the AND gate also powers this, which will power the drop over here, which will give out a prize if you win the game. That's basically the game in a nutshell. Let's see, is there anything I missed? Oh yeah. Whenever an item's correct, the observers will detect it, and it will play a low jingle once again. And over here, it's the hint. You press the button, it takes a life, it dispenses it, and player is done. They put it back in here. Also, the copper bulbs up top has been replaced with this, and they quite moved back, so it retains its memory. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, I might be streaming and creating a second version of the game soon, using the copper golem, because right now there's a few issues, like over here you have to press a button to reset it once more so you can get your items back. The redstone over here is horrendous to build. So the copper golem will fix everything. As well as whenever, just say I put iron bars in here, and someone put a iron block, it will detect it as a win. So that will be fixed in future versions. That's basically it. Be rambling about a game I made. Talking about games, I'm currently making another one. So if you stay tuned to the channel, you might see me create another game called After Hours. Thanks for watching.